all that we embodied, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Whether it was legal or not is neither here nor there. That it leads people in the way of Christ is all important. That it leads people towards understanding the question, who am I, is all important. So to me, that is my great interest, and that is really what I am so keen about. But as regards the legality of one or two papers in the United Grand Lodge of England, where only the very select few are allowed to see them, I have to plead ignorance. Sorry.
If I may add a comment on that. Harold Van Buren Voorhees, who was a past Supreme Magus of the American Society, did research this very subject very thoroughly. And any documents that he didn't see, he certainly had others go and look at. And his book does go into a great deal of detail, a lot of precise annotation of the documents that do answer your question and do prove exactly what did happen. Some of it, if you would care to, I think I've got your email address, but if anyone would like a complete copy of that particular book, I'd be very happy to send it to you. Some of it is posted on a Facebook site at the moment. You could find it there. At least the part relating to the question that you had is on the Facebook site. But if you would like the complete Voorhees book, I'd be very happy to send it to you. And certainly the genuine documents are in the Grand Lodge in Great Queen Street in London. I will admit that in the past there had been various legends that circulated which were not true, and I think everyone acknowledges that. There's a traditional history that goes with, I know that you're a Mason, there's a traditional history that goes with Masonry, and I don't think anyone in the room who's a Mason believes it. It's just a traditional story. It's a myth that is attached to it. And there were myths attached to the development of the Masonic Rosicrucian Society, which were simply that. They were myths. But the actual documented history is available in Voorhees' book. And if you'd like, I'll send you a copy tonight.
So you all came here today, and it's a special night. I'm sure it wasn't just for the meal. Maybe Peter, you came here. You wanted to learn something. You
came from the meal.
Oh, you came for the meal? What did you want to learn before the meal?
Well, I came with a completely open mind and you know, not very much knowledge, not enough to ask any really informed questions. But I just had a feeling that this was an important enough event to forego the dance that was happening at the same time.
Okay.
Peter, we're going to let you dance later.
Okay. Well, okay, we have some questions over here. Richard, you've been a member of our society for at least 8 years.
Yeah, I would like to ask the representatives of the Society of Inner Light and of the SOL if they're allowed to tell us about the practical work, what they do in their society, how they develop their members in higher states of consciousness.
So far as the Society of the Inner Light is concerned, it was founded by Dion Fortune back in 1924. And the work that is contained is in the training of the magical tradition. I say magical tradition rather than occult tradition, because if I use the word occult, I've been so misquoted by this before that I run away from it. Occult just means hidden, and let's make no bones about it, it is just hidden. The society is a very small society, and it's like the Servants of the Light, which is, of course, I'm sure you won't mind me saying, one of our daughters was
I wouldn't dream of saying that myself.
our daughter society. And it involves a lot of training, probably about 3 years before the initiation, and then about 3 years post-initiation training. It does teach magical techniques, that is true. But this always raises the question about magic, and then you get the questions of white magic, you get black magic, and all the rest of it. I suppose the easiest way to say that magic is like electricity. You can use it for the good of people, and you can use it to injure people. If you use it for the good, then it's white. If you don't, then it's black. If you use it on yourself, it is white. If you use it on anybody else, it is black. And the reason is because you do not know, you have no idea whatsoever as to what is going on in that person's state of being or that person's, that stage of their development. I've often used the quotation that you might see two people having a fight. A lady fighting with a man across the road. You look out of the window and there it is. So you dive out across and you berate this guy who's having a go at this woman. But what you don't know is that she has just killed his child. All you can see is one frame in a whole cosmic story. You do not know what karma anybody has. Any karma that they might be working for themselves. Therefore, the one imperative is do not interfere. What they do is up to them. Therefore, so far as the inner light is concerned, it is purely to work on oneself. You are trained with various magical techniques. You can invoke. It's easy for anybody to invoke. The difficulty is being able to shut the door afterwards. And so few can. And this is where we have a number of problems associated with these occult or magical things. Great care, great training, but always we have to be aware that you only work on yourself. If you muck yourself up, hard luck, but never on anybody else. Warren Kenton tells a story, and this actually sums up really the essence of all occult workings, all magic. And he said there was a group of students in Oxford, and one of the group became very, very ill. And so they thought this was the ideal opportunity to demonstrate their magical and invocation techniques. And they did. And the guy got better. And wasn't that wonderful? And he left them a note saying, "Thank you for giving me the strength to commit suicide." Never work magic other than on yourself. Always be very, very wary and never do it without training. So far as I'm concerned, and on the magical side, I am very, very wary. If it falls in with my Christian belief, that's okay. But I am, as you can appreciate, vehemently opposed to just getting out whatever paraphernalia on the floor and do your own thing. No. And this is what the inner light teaches. Not for anybody but yourself. Great care, but above all, much, much training. And so whenever I'm talking, I always say to people, no, do not. Do not. And you will have known, I know some of you, from an interview that I once gave that was, part of it was bandied around on the internet, and not in a very particularly pleasant way either. But this whole question was completely misconstrued. That is what I'm saying. You need great training, great care, and above all, to have been with a great teacher and a great society. And I'm sure you will find that it is similar with the Society of Society of Light under Dolores Ashcroft Nowicki. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, again, me too. The society that I work with, the Servants of the Light, works in my line of light, and its line of light goes through Dolores Ashcroft Nowicki to William Ernest Butler to Dion Fortune. And what they say comes through what I'm saying. The work of the servants of the light is not